Test. Test. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
You sure?
We want that, doesn't matter, and add the source, and then we go down to the selection. And we'll pick which mic we want to use. So if you have a few different mics or a few different audio input captures, select the one you want to use for your main mic. If obviously you want to set up some side things, then do it the same way for audio input capture. And we're just going to go to the Yeti and add that. And we should have two Yeti.
Good. It's good.
Remember your training, and we'll get through this just fine. Focus on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Nothing's gonna stop it. Here, let's pick it up.
There we go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Central Cambria Overwatch game. I'm your host, Adox, joined by
Your host, Frost.
new Shoutcaster here. Welcome to the team.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's good to be here.
Frost is one of our Overwatch Red Team players, and they're joining us tonight.
Yes, I'm actually the team captain, so.
Oh, actually. What position do you play on the team?
Support.
Interesting, interesting. All right, so looking here on the team now, let's go ahead and look at our team comp. We got Farah, Ash,
Oh, I think they're playing pulled pork.
Pulled Pork. Indeed they are.
That's whenever you have an Orisa and a hog.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite interesting. I don't think that they have the correct DPS for it, though.
Who would you suggest in this sense?
Well, Reaper's okay, but I would also recommend
Ooh, there goes the Coalescence.
somebody else other than the Ash. I'm not quite sure.
All right. So let's go ahead and find a tank here to look at. There's Reaper, trying to get some shots. It looks like capture is 0 to 34%. Trying to get some damage in there. Wraith form out. Laurel gets a pick off, taking down Nether Dragon. It's like DN4K is on the way back with the Supercharger.
Yes, I would recommend a regroup at this point.
I think that's probably what they're going to go here. They pushed in with that Coalescence last time. Looks like the only ult they have is that Supercharger, which isn't great for a push here. It's much more suited to the defense. There's Grickwin hanging out on Moira. Another dragon run in the back. There they go. Throws a dynamite in. Gets caught. There's his regular. Ooh, 4 picks off for Uwu. Takes down Stuff, Magic Penguin, DN4K, Fork, and Nether Dragon. Even 5 for him. DN4K does drop the Supercharger, but gets taken down by Uwu as well. So let's go ahead and looks like they're going to regroup up here for another push. 84%. They really need to win this team fight here.
Yeah, they probably have one or two more team fights.
I'd say probably one. Once you're up into that 90%, it's very easy to steamroll. Oh, Magic Penguin does have a sound barrier, though. There it goes.
That's pretty good to push in.
Another dragon. Ooh, Fork gets a pick off with Wads. There goes to take a breather. Moira Coalescence. Ooh, gets taken out by Uwu. Gamer Guy picks off Magic Penguin. Central Cambria here on the point needs to swing something here. Rickwin and the Reinhardt trying to get work done. The stuff gets picked off by Uwu. The N4K holding that shield up. They might get it here if they can just get rid of this this Roadhog. Keep him from contesting. Oh, looks like the opposing team's going to bring a ball in now to try and contest. Nether Dragon gets picked off by Uwu. DN4K does get a pin off on Gamer Guy. Gets shot down by Uwu. Uwu takes down Grickwin as well.
I think that. Oh,
Reinhardt, Reaper tries to contest. He gets onto the point. Death Blossom manages to get a pick, but gets taken down by Uwu. Fork gets dropped, and that is going to be round 1 for the opponents. Any thoughts on that match, Frost?
Not really.
All right.
I don't have much to say about it.
We'll see if they decide to change up their composition here going into the second round. As always, this is a King of the Hill map, so first 2 gets it. But they're sticking with that Reaper Ana combo.
I would really recommend the Orisa to at least try to switch to a Rhine and a Zarya because they definitely have the rest of the team for a brawl comp.
Well, we did see Ryan there at the end of the map.
Yes, I'm not sure why they didn't keep him for this one at this point.
Yeah, it could be they're trying to fish with the halts and the hook into the well.
True, to get the boobs.
Yep. It's a bit of a mirror match here, honestly. The opposing team's also running Orisa and Roadhog. Doomfist.
Doomfist.
Low roll gets a pick off on Grickwin, and Magic Penguin takes him down.
So they're 5v5ing right now.
Ooh, Fork gets dragged into the hole by
4v5.
Woo. Another dragon up top trying to get some damage in. The N4K trying to keep things moving. Fortifies but gets taken down by Woo. Grickwin trying to keep the team healing, throwing in that damage orb. Has to fade out of there. Magic Penguin gets a pick off Boop and Gamer Guy. Gonna try and buy some time here for his team. 0 to 18. Fork again. Doom dives in, gets taken down by the stuff. You don't manage those cooldowns, that can be. Fork gets dragged in again. Taken down by Uwu at the same time. You can see Magic Penguin gets stacked on that halt there for a little bit. Uwu manages to take down DN4K. Magic Penguin trying to get that boop into the well, but can't pull it out. Nether Dragon still up here on high ground, trying to get shots in. The stuff hanging in there, trying to build that alt charge. Looks like he's going to Wraith form back to regroup with the rest of his team. Nether Dragon now with Bob throwing him in. Trying to push in with that momentum. Coach Gun pushing in with both support alts, Coalescence and Sound Barrier. 2 picks. Grickwin takes on Manti. Fork gets dragged in for a 3rd time, drawn off. Lucio gets behind, takes him down, takes down Uwu. Doomfist diving in, trying to deal with Orisa here. Heads it in with the Meteor Strike.
They do manage to take the point, though.
Yep. It's going to be a rough match, though. 80%. Not the best supercharger placement. Might have preferred to place it with some more natural cover rather than just a barrier.
Oh, plus it's going to run out before I think the next team fight's going to be initiated.
Yep, there goes the team fight. They're going to get some damage in, but the supercharger is going to run out.
I would also
Doomfist dives in again.
I would also recommend that they don't hold where they're holding. It still makes them viable to a lot of easy boops.
Fork has his own whole hog up. Nether Dragon gets a pick off on Gamer Guy. Reaper trying to flank, get up there on the front. There he goes. Gets slept. He does have Death Blossom.
You're correct.
Is that the word? Death
Blossom.
Blossom. I'm not sure how many of the terms for it are combos and how many of them are just the actual name of the move. Laurel gets taken out by Nether Dragon. The stuff trying to push in. Gets behind Gamer Guy. Uwu gets 2 picks off, taking down DN4K and Grickwin. Fork gets his own pick off on Uwu.
Oh, and Reese's in the well.
And just to drag Orisa in with that boop. Fork does have whole hog on deck.
We still have that Blossom.
Yep, hanging on to it.
He better be careful because he could potentially get hooked into the well depending on where he blossoms.
Yeah. The N4K strafing back and forth. Oh, looks like they're gonna come from both sides almost. The stuff still looking for a pick with his looking in to get in there, I guess. There goes a Bob. Looks like he's gonna try and flank around. This could be an opportunity for him to use it. Manages to pick off Anna.
Will he get the hog?
No, he's gonna take a breather and get out of there. They've got a Junkrat now on the opposing team. A dive back, 99 to 80%. Entire opposing team's gonna come onto the point, push in with some ults. Laurel gets a pick off, taking down DN4K, and that is gonna be the cap.
They definitely should have used more ults there because they were at 99. It's kind of one of those situations where it's your last team fight and you really have to get the job done and be able to push the enemy team off the point when it's at 99.
Looks like they do have Sound Barrier and Blossom with the rest of the team not too far behind. There goes the opposing Sound Barrier, Supercharger as well. The opposing team. Rick went diving in, going in with the Coalescence. The stuff getting 2 picks off with his Blossom. God, I cannot pronounce that apparently. Hog trying to force the team off. Team manages to get back onto the point if they can contest. Uwu gets a pick off, taking down Nether Dragon. Magic Penguin gets his own pick. Whoever wins this fight will win the round.
There's an enemy tire coming out somewhere.
Yep, there it goes on the side. Fort gets now switching over to Monkey, gets a pick off. Ooh, Griquin tries to fade out. That might be it if they can't contest here. 3-2. The stuff trying to get some damage
Ball's
on
in
with
the
those
well.
shotguns. Bounces Lads into the well. Gets him in the front team. Only has 1 health. Gets taken out by Uwu, diving in on the back line as his own Winston. Jumps off, and that
He
is going
good.
to be game 1 defeat. And we'll be right back with game 2 of the day.
Pure class. Traveling to Multistreaming Industries. Together, we are strong. Zarya, I have learned to utilize my gravity charge by watching you. Your compliment is unwanted. Attackers incoming.
And we're back. And we're back. We are here on Volskaya Industries. Central Cambria will be defending rather than attacking here. Miranda, okay, let's just work on it in between the games. Alright, so looks like they are switching over Fork now onto Zarya. DN4K hanging out on Orisa, and then they've got Nether Dragon still on Ashe, the stuff switching over to Pharah, and then Mercy and Ana here for supports. Nether Dragon gets a pick off on Waz, the stuff gets taken down by Uwu. Griquin gonna fly over with that Guardian Angel. Nether Dragon up on high ground, taking some damage in where he can. Uwu takes down Magic Penguin after Magic Penguin gets a pick off on Laurel. Throws in that dynamite. Griquin dives in, tries to get that res off, gets it off, brings Magic Penguin back into the fight. Nether Dragon does have Bob. Calls him in, gets pulled off and shot down by Uwu. Fork hanging down at 60% charge, hanging 93% away to grab. Another Dragon does get a pick off on Waz. DN4K takes down Juten. DN4K has Supercharger built up. The stuff not far behind with that rocket barrage. Grab as well. Not a bad combination if they can get in there with grab and barrage. Fort getting dragged and shot down by Wu. The stuff getting 2 picks off, bringing down Laurel and Mr. Manatee. And then the dragon hopping up into the sky.
They currently have 3 alts. They currently have Zarya and Pharah, so we might be seeing a combo with that.
I mentioned that that's a pretty easy combination to get off. You get the grab, suck them all into one place, and then the rocket barrage to deal the damage.
Also, if they're smart, they would combo the Ana Nano with that, just to help the Pharah not die, because the Pharahs can easily get focused.
And even further, if you want to like theory craft a good combo here, Fort could bubble the Pharah as well.
That's also a good thing to do.
And if you
takes
want to
a
get
little bit more tactical
crazy,
skill.
throw in that healing beam on the Pharah. Full send or no send.
Full send or no send.
Still hang on to that barrage. Looks like Supercharger's now up as well.
They definitely need to use some ults here. They've been holding on to ults.
Another dragon gets a pick off on Juten. DN4K getting shoved back off the point. It goes to the Fortify, drops the Supercharger again. Again, just a little too far forward where I would like it. It's great if you can put that within natural cover instead of just a shield or a body that you can get taken down. Gets a pick off on Waz. Nether Dragon's Bob takes down Gamer Guy. The stuff still hanging on to Barrage. Barrage, Grab, and Nano still up. Looks like we've got about 3.5 minutes left here. Wu goes for the hook on the stuff, doesn't land it.
They definitely should be using their ults more. That's if I could give them one piece of advice right now, that's what I would say.
Yeah. It does seem to be a common issue with lower skill rank teams. They're hanging on to ults, looking for those quote Reddit moments, as some would say. There goes the grab. No follow-up damage though on that one. The stuff still hanging on to Barrage. There goes the Barrage. Into a shield. Does get a pick off, and the nano keeps him in fighting form. Coalescence coming in as well though. Takes down Wads. Needs to get some space. There he goes. DN4K gets Laurel. Juten gets taken down by the stuff as well. Going in on that.
I believe that stuff just saved that point for them.
Definitely.
But that just shows the importance of ults, and it brought out the Lucio ult.
It's like Valkyrie is now on deck for Mercy. Yeah, and you can see he's already at 48%.
He's yes.
Halfway to another ult.
And with that Mercy ult, usually you want to use Mercy ults for pushing.
You can be very aggressive with Valk.
Yes.
Honestly, Valk and Nano are probably the 2 most aggressive support ults. Maybe, well, and Brigitte's Inspire. But who plays Brigitte? Alright, Nether Dragon has another Bob on deck, throws him in, knocks a bunch of enemies up out of the splash.
They should be.
Bounces up in the air, tries to get some damage, and takes down the Immortality Field. Bob gets a pick off on Wads.
I will compliment that Valkyrie. It was very good because it was at the beginning of the fight, when the fight was starting to be initiated.
Rickwin gets a pick off on the roll with his Catechist Blaster. The stuff now has another barrage. Looking for any early splash damage you can get in with those rockets.
And see, he already has another ult.
There he goes. Concussion man, just throw him back off the point. About a minute left in the game. Just stuff throwing those blasts and concussive grenade, throwing everyone down on the point. Looks like opposing Supercharger gets taken down. Wu gets pick off on DN4K. It's trapped. Nether Dragon goes in with a shot. The stuff gets 3 picks off with that barrage. Diving in on the opposing team. Takes down Wads, goes in. Junkrat trying to throw himself up in the air and dodge. 42 seconds left in the match. Fork now with a minefield on. Looks like we've got 3 ults here. Valkyrie, Fork, and Magic Penguin as well. Got 16 seconds left. One more team fight remaining.
Sorry about that. Yeah, don't worry about it. They don't tell anyone.
There goes the Valkyrie. Another dragon gets to pick off on Wads. Fork hanging out, holding on that minefield. Probably waiting to drop it. There it goes. Magic Penguin hanging on the nano. Probably should throw it on someone here on this last fight. Getting some shots in. Fork gets some picks off with that minefield. Takes down Gamer Guy, and that is going to be round 1 for Central Cambria.
One more? Andre, you're on duty.
Alright. Central Cambria will now be attacking. We'll see if they can attack as well as they were able to defend.
I believe a big thing that allowed them to win that match was the usage of ults.
They managed their cooldowns a lot better that round.
Yes.
I did see at the end Fork also switched off the ball, and that minefield at the end really helped them contest. So
Let's see what they're running.
Looks like they are switching the team comp up a little bit.
I'm not sure that I completely 100% agree with the Zenyatta pick here, just because Mercy is going to be Mercy's job will be pocketing the Pharah. Thus, it's going to leave the rest of the team with not enough healing output as they are going to want.
Yeah, the Mercy Pharah pocket is great. However, if Zenyatta can't pull up the team. So who would you play instead of Zenyatta here? Ana again?
Ana again, or potentially Lucio, but that really is situational with there's also not a high enough healing output. It's just kind of, that's more being able to work better with your other support with the Mercy.
Looks like the N4K now coming in with Reinhardt Roadhog. Moving that shield up.
Another support that would also work here definitely well is Mora.
Fort gets pick off on Juten, takes him down. Stuff flying up over, trying to get some splash damage in. But then bounces out. Central Cambria here seems a little hesitant to go in. Finally making their way forward on near to the point at least. The stuff flying into the air. Grickwin diving in around the team. Might go for the res on Nether Dragon. There it goes. Should be pretty easily uncontestable. Trying to get in. The N4K does get a pick off on Wads. Uwu manages to take down Magic Penguin. Laurel drops Nether Dragon as well. 2 picks from the opposing team. Grickwin and the Stuff both get taken down. Looks like I'm gonna group up for another push here.
As you can see, a big thing is with the Zen, he is not doing enough output healing for their team.
So then when would you run a Zen, Frost?
When,
as a support player?
When would you run a Zen?
When would you recommend that for them to play one?
When you want to have fun, in my opinion. Zenyatta is very situational, and you have to be able to communicate with your team well enough based on who's being discorded, and then the team has to focus that person that's discorded, because discord helps melt health very quickly.
Large health pool characters like tanks, especially Reinhardt, Roadhog.
Yes. Usually Zen is run with dive, but that is also very difficult because usually the other dive support is Ana. A lot of it is staying in line of sight of your Zen and allowing him to be able to constantly see you, which can be hard for certain teams.
They do have the Transcendence on deck, as well as Whole Hog.
Also, some people also play Zen as a kind of a third DPS.
Which isn't something that you would usually expect from a support, obviously.
No.
Go ahead and follow DN4K here, keeping that shield up. Magic Penguin gets a pick off on Gamer Guy. Trying to throw some damage in. Knocks Zarya off the high ground. Fort gets a pick off on Mr. Manatee. Team onto the point. A grab and an immortality field. Whole hog going in.
That was a good whole hog.
It's 2 picks off. Laurel and Wads. Juten gets taken out by Nether Dragon. Should be able to capture the point here, although with only 50 seconds left in the match. They've got a grand total of 3 minutes and 40 seconds to capture the second point.
I'm very surprised that they were able to take that point with the limited heroes healing pool that they had.
Alright, so
we're looking at a barrage. Not really anything that they can combo it with.
Nope.
If I was the Pharah, I would go off to the right and circle around behind the point.
Ooh, enemy Reinhardt diving in. Gets a bubble on the way back. Really, with that barrage, you need to get the element of surprise and not use it out in the open like that. Although he does get a pick off on Mr. Manatee. Fork gets a pick off, taking down Gamer Guy. Ooh, a lot of picks there. Juten gets dropped. Lads gets dropped. Central Cambria manages to make a good impact on the point. Junkrat gets taken down by the stuff. Throwing in some more damage there, bouncing them back off the point, trying to get to that cap.
And that is a cap.
That is going to be game 2. For Central Cambria. And we will be right back with game 3. Yeah.
Excellent. Traveling to Havana. Together we are strong.
And we're back. Let's go ahead and move in here. Looks like Central Cambria will be defending here on Havana.
They're very favorable of that Orisa.
Yeah.
Honestly,
this time Orisa and Zarya.
I would prefer to see a Rhine here, just because it looks like they would have brawl tanks.
The stuff's still on Farah. It's been working out for them, of course. Ooh, Mr. Manatee gets picked, taking down Nether Dragon early. The stuff drops Gamer Guy.
This is going to be hard for the Fair to play into because they have a Widow and a Soldier, two hit scan characters which are usually used to counter Farah.
Yep. Oops, Zarya looking on the flank. This stuff tries to bounce him out.
I will not be surprised if they switch off the Farah. I will be surprised if they choose to stay on the Farah.
I feel like we'll probably see the Farah still just because... oh, there's the hook. And taken out by Mr. Manatee. Looks like the N4K is going in there. Another Dragon managed to take down the Immort Field. Lads gets dropped. Wu gets his own pick off on Nether Dragon. 4K uses the Fortify and the hook and the halt. Supercharger again out in the open. Gets shot down but rezzed by the Mercy. Supercharger gets taken out in the interim. Juten gets dropped. Fort gets his pick off on Uwu.
I'm going to call it here and say they won this fight.
I don't know, there's only 86% reporting saying that they won though, so you might want to hold on. There's stuff 98% of the way to ults. In 4K, there's a Valkyrie on deck. Penguin not far off from a nano. There it goes. Fork building up to a Grav. Could combo the Grav and the Barrage again. And the Nano, honestly. Oh, there goes the Nano. Ooh, gets dropped.
Used to save the Orisa there.
Not a bad usage of it.
It's actually a really popular use. Not many people know of it.
As the Ana main, what effects does the Nano have for the viewers at home?
It increases damage and it will also replenish some health. Maybe not completely for tanks, but a lot of times when you use it on DPS, it will fully restore their health. I don't know the exact statistics, but that's essentially what it does.
And doesn't it reduce their incoming damage as well? Doesn't it give them a damage reduction?
I'm not sure. I think it does, but I'm not going to confirm nor deny that.
There goes another Supercharger out in the open. Gets picked off by Laurel. Oh, yep. Wad picks off Fork. And the Dragon staying up on high ground, waiting for the rest of the team. Gets dived in by a Winston, taken down. Uwu switching off. Looks like the opponents are going to cap first checkpoint.
They've really been holding onto that Barrage. They need to either use it...
Probably wanting to combo into the Grav.
And sometimes combos are just not feasible. Sometimes you just can't make it happen. And you realize that.
I can see holding on to the Grav, waiting for a good opportunity, but at the same time, you could be building another Grav.
Correct.
Or getting shot down by Wads. Now the Dragon does have Bob on deck. Still have Barrage. So 3 alts then coming in. 2 DPS and a tank. These are all grouped up. Stuff getting some damage put on her. Trying to jump in onto that second point, throwing damage in.
They did switch the enemy team did switch their Widow for an Echo.
There goes an Amplification Matrix, throwing out the shield. Another Dragon getting a pick off of that. 3 picks in a row. Uwu, Mr. Manatee, and Wads. Fork drops Laurel. Another Dragon takes down Juten. Manages to win this team fight here. Still hanging on to the Barrage. They did use the Valkyrie though during that fight. Or not the Valkyrie. Did they have Valkyrie?
I don't believe they used it.
I think the Grav was what I was thinking of.
No, yeah, they must have just used one.
That's what I thought, but I also knew that I was missing the Grav. Oh,
Easy way to tell mid-game is if somebody just used their ult on your team is if you check the percentage of where they're at.
Yeah, if they're very low. Oh.
There
the stuff finally uses the Barrage, gets 2 picks off. The stuff managed to drop Mr. Manatee as well. Laz gets taken down. The N4K does have another Supercharger. Winston diving in with the monkey. So we'll see if the N4K can place that supercharger in a position where hopefully it won't get shot out right at the start of the fight.
They still have that grab.
Mhm.
They should have used it by now.
The grab should have been used before the barrage, honestly.
It should have been used a long time ago.
We do have another nano. I think even throwing it in there. There goes the supercharger down out in the open. Gets picked off by Watts with that line. Opposing Coalescence coming out.
That would have been a perfect opportunity to grab. Even destroying the lamp, even though there was a lamp there, quickly destroying that.
Yeah.
Would have put so much damage into them.
Exactly. The stuff gets picked off on Juten. Watts takes down the stuff in retaliation. Rickwin trying to keep the team in fighting shape. Diving around with that Guardian Angel, quickly repositioning. Fort gets a pick off on Wads. Mr. Manatee takes down DN4K. 16 seconds left in the match for Central Canberra to hang on here. DN4K gets rezzed by his Mercy.
They are trying to stall the point with that Bob.
This is take down Larol. Puts a few shots in, and they do take round one. And now they will switch over to attacking.
They've definitely had some interesting team comps. I'll say, give them that.
Honestly, I think honestly, flag takes down the start of retaliation. At least in the first part, in the corridor area, trying to keep the team on fighting shape, diving around that target, quickly take off on flag, take down DN4K. 16 seconds left in the match for Central Canberra to hang on here. DN4K gets rezzed by Mercy.
Yeah. I wasn't out in here for this one. Alrighty. Here on attack. Looks like they are going to switch off to Reinhardt. Other comp still looks the same though.
I would recommend changing the Pharah and the Ashe to potentially a Sombra and a Reaper, because then that would be hard brawl.
Yeah. Which of course is very popular comp nowadays. Rickwin hanging up with the Pharah to pocket her. Another Dragon at 3%. Does get a heal.
That is one thing that I've noticed about their Mercy, is that they do not pocket as well as they should be.
Oral gets shot out. Reinhardt up on high ground now, gets 2 picks off for jumping down.
Body blocked that soldier and just shredded him.
Kept him from moving. Central Canberra pushing up, throws a fire strike and takes down Uwu and Wads. N4K rolling up onto the point.
Now they should be pushing up right now, considering that they won that team fight. Having 4-5 people on the point does no good.
Because I believe it does cap at 3 with the momentum.
It is 3. However, what you would want to do normally is send everyone up except one person, usually a support, so you'd leave your Ana behind.
Yeah, so she can have line of sight on the majority of the team. Shatter on deck gets blocked by the opposing shield. Retaliatory shattered. Stuff gets 2 picks off, taking down Uwu and Laurel. Juten and Wads get taken down by DN4K into stuff.
They do end up getting the first point. And they should be pushing up, like I've been saying right now. Leave one person on the point.
Looks like they are going to continue hanging on to that point for dear life, pushing it up slow and steady. Fork's gonna hop up there on the front, try and get some splash damage in with that secondary fire.
Now, because of the payload, the endpoint is so close, what I would have recommended them to do there is not stay on the payload, actually go up and take high ground.
Yeah.
Because right now they're just
Exactly.
kind of, yeah.
The stuff to get a pick off on Gamer Guy. Fork getting run down, uses that self bubble. Barrage coming in, does get a sleep off. Manatee takes down to stuff after the barrage. Magic Penguin throwing those healing darts in. Fork up on the point. Does take down Laurel. Another Dragon hanging out in the back, throwing dynamites in.
We're gonna get another Bob here.
Ooh, charge in, takes down Mr. Manatee, takes him down. Gets shot out, gets, I guess, too far out of position. Forks can't heal him.
Now they have plenty of time here. They should just honestly die and regroup. The enemy soldier used ult, and they also used grav.
Yeah, and you can see Zarya, super high energy, just melting them.
But they have plenty of time to regroup in the cap point. It's so close.
Almost 4 ults here. Reinhardt will have Shatter soon enough.
And the use of ults would win them this fight alone if they use them properly.
Yeah.
What I would recommend is going in with the Shatter and then using Bob, or the other way around, using Grav.
There goes the Shatter.
There's Shatter.
Takes a pick off, gets some damage in there. Not a bad use of the charge in.
Yeah, not
does
terrible.
take down Uwu.
He did kind of leave his team open, but they were able to protect themselves.
Yeah, they were able to capitalize on that space. They should be able to push us up here.
Again, I would leave 3 on payload and
definitely
then
move up. Create as much space as possible. Laurel gets taken down by another Dragon again. Now that ball is on the point, he can just contest and let the rest of the team come up. There's a amplification matrix from the opposing Baptiste. The Dragon takes him out. Looks like they do have a Winston now. Gamer Guy takes down to stuff. And 4K swinging charges, doesn't get anyone. Backing up, throwing that fire strike in. Mr. Manatee takes down Grickwin.
Now I will say the easiest way to counter a BAP ult is either to use a term called kiting, which is just dodging the ult, or walk through it. And it negates its effects completely.
Because it does require to be shot through to gain use off of it.
And if you shoot through it as a healer, you can do double healing. So if an Ana shoots through it, it also increases their healing.
If you throw a Baptiste grenade through it and all that jazz.
It will not work with items like Mercy's Beam or Moira's Spray. Unfortunately, I wish it did.
Will it amplify Moira's ball?
No.
Okay.
It has to be a shot projectile.
Okay.
If Mercy shot her gun through it, then it would
amplify the damage,
yes.
but no healing. Yep. We got 1 minute left. Gamer Guy takes down to stuff and Nether Dragon. N4K trying to deal with this Winston here. Might want to just back out and wait for the rest of his team. Gets Tesla Cannon down. 1 minute left. Looks like we've got another barrage on deck. Another grab, another nano.
I don't think it's another grab. I think it's the grab from the first fight whenever we had that shatter. I believe if they would go in and grab barrage nano, it would win them this point. But that would require the Pharah to go around and flank.
Which she seems to be preferring to stick with the team and deal damage.
Correct.
Uwu takes down Grickwin. Not a bad pick at all early in the fight. To stop gets taken down.
Ashe is going up to try to contest the soldier.
Throws her dynamite in. Uwu takes down DN4K. Gamer Guy drops Fork with those Helix rockets. Nether Dragon gets taken down by Gamer Guy as well. 5 seconds left. I don't know if they're going to be able to get in and contest. That is going to be a 2-1. As always, I'm Madox.
And I'm Frost.
And until next time, take it easy.